Good morning. It is Thursday and it is the mobile Monica version. We're in my house. In fact, let me take a look here. We are in our gym, which a lot of people who have come over here have said, Monica, you have a full-blown commercial gym in your basement. Well, you kind of have to when you personal train and everybody wants to work out here at the house. So you turn it into a full-blown gym. So yeah, we've got a lot of things in here and we're going to do a little workout with you today. So my description for today's show is all about what a lot of people have been asking me. Men and women both, and it has to do with aging, what happens with the body, how you deal with it mentally, physically, spiritually, and where and when and how to work out. So I thought I'd do a little bonus workout with you today. I'm going to ask you your target areas that you want to hit. So for a lot of men, it's in the back, right in here, and then right here, which by the way is very dangerous for men and women both. I don't care who you are. If you carry all the weight in front of you, it is a direct correlation to your heart. And I'm trying to take care of your heart. So we're going to target those areas. Women, of course, as my mom has done for her whole life, always do this. Pop, 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 pop. They want to hit the hips, right? They want to hit the butt and they want to hit the abdominal wall. A lot of them say, I want to work my lower belly. Understand you're working your entire stomach whenever we're doing any kind of movement. Yes, you can target a little bit more in an angle, but just understand that when you're working out your abs, you're working out your abs. So we're going to do all of that today. And I want you to come to me with questions about the M word, menopause. Why isn't it called womanopause, by the way? Menopause. Yes, menopause. Are you dealing with it? Have you heard about it? Are you in your 30s and you say, ugh, I hear about it. In fact, I know some women that went into menopause in their 30s. Boy, that's a cruel joke, isn't it? Otherwise, 40-year-old ladies, 45, 50, and up. Then men dealing with the change in their testosterone and suddenly finding that they don't have the same muscle mass that they wanted. They're more irritable. Yes, just like women. Guys have been giving this to me, which I appreciate. And they said, hey, why don't you address this? And we're going to be real with you. Okay, fine. And then they came back and said that they're tired. They have a lack of sex drive. So do women. All these things, cruel, right? As you get older and older and older. But I'm going to tell you, it starts earlier than you think. And that's all the things that we're going to discuss today. Good morning to Marilyn. Good morning to Michelle, Kathy, Leona, and Linda. Good morning. 53 while I walk. Congratulations. All right, all of you, if you have any questions about any of that, do you want me to hit certain areas today? Let's do a workout together. I'm going to take off my rings. I'm going to get ready for this. I don't like to bang my rings around. Do you leave jewelry on when you work out? My husband always said, I hope you take your rings off, honey. Yes, I will do just that. So if you want to do the workout with me, I'm going to give you an opportunity to grab some weights or bands, kettlebells. I've got TRX bands right over here to my right. That's what's hanging there. Do you have any of those? They're suspension bands. If you've never worked with them, they were designed by a Navy SEAL and they are incredible. You can do things from a beginner all the way to a very, very advanced. Good morning. Happy I found a doctor to help with hormones. Julie, let's talk about that. I went into it in late 20s, Michelle said. Oh my goodness. Good morning. I'm through it and I'm so grateful. Oh, and already did my workout, a Zumba tape. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you, Carrie. Everyone, have you been through it? Are you just going through it? Let's talk about the phases of it, by the way. Let's get real today. I wish people would talk about this more, or maybe I don't, because that's why you come to me. I'm always going to be real with you, very authentic, very raw, and I'm going to give you what you need. I am always going to be there for you as your friend, and I'm not going to talk down to you. That's the biggest thing that I see in a lot of trainers. You know, they used to have that Biggest Loser show, and there's a particular trainer on there I was not fond of because that is not how you talk with people. She was all about tough love, but it was more so very demeaning to her clients. And maybe it was all for show, but I wasn't a fan of it. And I always said, I will stay in this business to make sure you understand that there are people who truly care about you, that want you to change, that will help you, give you the tools that will get you to your goals. So today, I'm going to act as your private trainer. You're going to get a little bonus here. Instead of hiring me for this particular day, you get me and you together for free. Okay, so use my knowledge, use my years of being a trainer. Actually, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Charles Willie. He is an incredible physician, and he reached out to me yesterday. I used to train for his seniors at Friendship Village. So look, I've trained everybody from My youngest client was 10. My oldest client was 95, and she's still alive, by the way. So I know, and he called me yesterday and he wants to do some big things together. We're discussing different aspects of that. And one of the things he always appreciated is that I was there for every age and that I helped them mentally be strong and took them in their senior years to understand that they could do so much more than they thought they could. And, as your parents are aging, don't talk down to them and don't belittle them. If they feel strong and they want to pick up a dumbbell and they want to work out, well, then just make sure that they have a trainer that can walk them through that. They don't try it alone. And they're not trying to do a bunch of, plyometric work and then they're going to hurt themselves and nobody's there to help them get back up. Those kind of things. But also understand that they probably are capable of doing a lot more than you give them credit for. I want you to understand that because they tell me that as well. Age 50, Marilyn says, and very, very fortunate. No hot flashes, no night sweats, no mood swings. You are very, very lucky. The hot flashes came and then went away from me. They just kind of throw themselves in from time to time. They have a mind of their own, don't they? That you hate because you just get out of the shower and you're all fresh and ready to go. And then boom, you're like, what, hello, what's going on here? Yes. For those of you that are in your 20s and 30s and pick this show up, I want you to understand, you might look at this and go, whatever, no big deal. Yes, it is. And I think if you start to prepare yourself mentally I think it's also more kindness towards those who are 30, 40, 50, those who are older than you, just have some empathy of what they're going through and know that it's right around the corner for you. And for some of you, it might not be as far off as you think. You had some people already say that they hit it in their 20s. Oh man, that's the youngest I've heard. I know people that have had it in their upper 30s and then obviously 40, 45 is pretty much where it goes. And then 50 on, if you haven't had it yet, maybe you can hear from some of these people that can help you with it. Yes, Carrie's telling Marilyn that she was lucky. 50-ish, menopause was the best thing to happen to me. No more heavy periods. That's what I said. And debilitating migraines stopped. Yeah, Rose, I would say also like the back pain that would come with people having periods, right? That's the thing that I had said is, I don't know, if you have to pick one, I would prefer menopause over dealing with having periods and from what? 12, 13, 14 on, whenever maybe somebody started around 11 or 10, because that's the other thing. You start young and maybe go really, really, really long. Mine was, I think, 12. I believe I was in around 6th or 7th grade. And then you think about all those years you have to go through that. A lot of people dealing with bloat, a lot of people dealing with PMS. I was very fortunate to never get irritable and bitchy during my years of PMS. It was just really bad backaches and horrible, painful periods. Did you go through that, or were you lucky enough not to? My mom said that she never really had PMS, so I don't know if it was like a genetic thing. I didn't either. She would faint, though. Isn't that crazy? She would faint during almost every month that she would have her periods. My dear friend, rest in peace, Henry Lovelace, who I used to personal train. He actually is the one that got me into personal training. He said, Monica, I could always tell when you're on your periods because you just got even sillier, even goofier. And he always said, some man's going to be really, really lucky because you're never going to go through those PMS stages. And Jim always said, yeah, that's true. I guess you never really did. What about all you? What were your symptoms going through PMS? During those years? And then what were your symptoms as you got into menopause? Let everybody know, because you're going to be very helpful as they are maybe in the beginning stages of it, they're going through the middle of it, and they're coming out of it. It's hope, right? We always talk about there is hope. There's that swing of hope. Linda said, it started at age 50 for me. Hot flashes still once in a while at age, oh my gosh, my eyes, 65. That's the other thing. When did your eyes start bothering you? Mine is really in the last few months, and I don't know if it's related to my concussion or what's going on, but that really affected me, and I just really haven't been the same since that accident. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. Good morning. And nasty fibroid cyst at 55, had to have a complete hysterectomy, instant menopause. Oh, she said, bam, but not too bad. I'm glad it's not too bad. All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what's coming up. Let's talk about the phases, but let's not just talk about women. Let's talk about men as well. Guys that are coming on, get real with us. By the way, hi, if you're just the first time ever on here, this is what we do. We get very, very real, and we help solve some problems for you. Everyone realizing that there's a connection. I told you, go ahead and grab some weights and bands. Let's do a little bit of a workout. Let's do How about we start with arms? Because a lot of people say, oh my gosh, my arm's getting flabby. And when I wave, this continues to wave. And my grandchildren say, hey, grandma, what's that? Hey, they're real. They're not trying to be mean. But that's when a lot of women come to me and say, Monica, I want to get rid of this. Monica, I want to get rid of this. Monica, I want to get rid of that. And guys say the same thing. This, back fat, all of it. I get it. We're going to talk about it next. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online envitahealthandwellness.com. All right, welcome back. And it is a Thursday, so that means I am at home with you, the mobile Monica version. And thank you again to Envita Health and Wellness. They are the sponsor. They got the naming rights to our studio. If you ever come to the studio, walk in and you'll see Envita Health and Wellness Studios. Dr. Sarah, we love you and all the work you're doing. You're going to hear from her very, very soon as we talk about taking care of your skin, transitioning from summer into fall, and hydration therapy for your athletes, football, soccer, you name it. All of that's coming up. We have some big shows next Tuesday, by the way. We do not have a show on Monday. I want to stress that. And that is because I want you to have fun with your families. Get off the phones. You don't need to be on the laptop. I didn't want to bother your families. I want you to get up and plan your barbecues, get up and, get the pool ready. If you're going to go swimming with everybody, go out on the boat, whatever you're going to do, go for a walk, just enjoy family time, connect again. So no show on Monday, but on Tuesday, we'll be talking with Jessica Cook from Yuppie Puppy and the incredible rescue work that they do. That's right. They're not just a grooming and a place to go with your beautiful fur babies when you're off on vacation or, have a little daycare for the puppies. They do that. They're out in the Cottleville area and Lake St. Louis. I had a chance to meet Jessica and I had a chance to go tour that. And I love what they're doing. Why? Mainly because of the rescue aspect. Of course, the place is beautiful. I love her vision. And we'll hear all about that, but I love the rescue aspect. So she'll be on with me on Tuesday. But before she is, we'll be talking with Trina and Ashley, and they're with the organization Miracles in Progress. And they're going to be doing this really cool event coming up at the end of September with these classic cars and the money raised for kids with cancer and kids with debilitating diseases. They've been doing it for 10 years. I've never known about it, and I wish I was going to be in town, but I'll be speaking at the Velocity Conference we told you about. So I will not be able to bring my car out there. But that's how it all came organically. I was stopped at a gas station saying, hey, would you show your car? I was like, it's not anything special. And she's like, no, but would you show it for kids? And I thought I would do anything for anybody with regards to nonprofits and charities and children for sure, and animals for sure. That's where my heart is. And I said, well, let's talk about this. And I said, you met the right woman because I have a show and a platform to help you. And so that is coming up for you on Tuesday. But before that, tomorrow, Marty Henley, a woman who is a stage 4 lung cancer survivor, had no warning symptoms, by the way, had no idea. When she went to the doctor and they found it, it was already in stage 4. She's doing fantastic, by the way, but she talks a lot about the care that you receive and how your zip code plays a big part in it. So if you are in a rural area and you don't have the access to the type of care that you need, she'll discuss that. She has so much hope for you, so much spirit, and talks about the importance of taking care of yourself physically as well as through your nutrition. So I'm very big on that. Huge on what you do, how you take care of you, and what kind of role you play when these kind of things will happen. Okay, so we're talking about a lot of things today with regards to men and women. We talked a lot about women as they go through menopause, and I want you to come to me with your comments, your questions, the things that you've been through. Have you not been through it yet? Are you a little scared about it? You've heard about it. Some people are saying they went into menopause in their late 20s. Woo, that's hard. 30s, 40s, they get into their 50s, and then they experience different aspects of it. Some of you have had sprinkled in hot flashes, moods, mood swings, just like you did when you had your periods. Horrible, not able to sleep. Then you're in that fog. That's what I hate for women, is that you're trying to do so much in life and you're trying to get your recovery that is so important while you're sleeping, and you can't even sleep. And then of course, you fall asleep and then you wake up and you're drenched in sweat. What do you do for that, by the way? I have an OBGYN that recommended something called Black Cohosh. Look into it. Now, he never told me a particular brand, so I picked my own. I think it helped a little bit. I do have a woman, though, that reached out to me and said, Monica, you truly saved my life by telling me about that supplement. And I thought, well, I'm happy for that. I was trying to get my OBGYN to join us. I don't know if maybe that'll happen in the future, or maybe I just get another one and we don't use mine, mainly because I want to talk about these things. And I want to talk about natural ways for you to take care of yourself, and don't just suffer through it. Men don't either. Okay. Men are going through this. Let's address the guys before we do a little arm workout. And then we're going to do a plank. The importance of, why am I such a big fan of, a big proponent as a trainer of planks? Because it's so many muscles that are used just to hold and sustain that isometric hold. So you're not moving. You can. I mean, there's movements where you can do the up, down, but I'm just talking about regular plank. And if you can't get down on the ground and do a plank, then you have the modification of doing it on a chair or your couch or a bench. You don't have to go all the way down. My seniors that I trained that are in their 70s and 80s and 90s, we did planks, by the way, folks. When I tell you, don't belittle people as they get older, because you'd be surprised what they can do. We did planks. And sometimes I'll take that apparatus behind me here, which is the Smith machine, and we'll put maybe a nice pad on the bar, or put a towel on the bar, and have them go against that, because the bar can be raised up at whatever height you want. Just different ideas for you to be able to do these things. I'm going to go back to some comments here. Let's see. I had horrible periods, had a hysterectomy. Oh my gosh, in her mid 20s. Talk about, again, what does that do to your mental state, by the way, Julie? Kathy, good morning. Vinny loves Yuppie Puppy. I know, Kathy, I was talking about, I love this whole connection. Kathy Lamarche and Kathy Kilo Peterson and Jessica Cook and just Margot Sutter, all these wonderful people that have recently come into my life. Beautiful souls, beautiful human beings. And Marilyn Westenberger, we were talking about you yesterday, by the way. These are some people that have just organically come to the show, that are viewers of the show, that are sponsors of the show. Kathy Kilo Peterson, we've been talking a lot about her over the last month. Kkilo.com. She's very excited about this Walk for the World that's coming up. And I normally train clients on a Saturday morning, but we're going to flip some things around. So if you want to join us, she's got a location that is in the Chesterfield area, and you can come out and join us for that. It is on September 23rd, and it's going to be a 45-minute walk at Central Park, which is off Lydia Hill in Chesterfield. 45-minute walk, and it's a meditation that you have your headphones on. Kathy told me about that. So see, she just wants to give back to the world. She's a great human being, besides being, of course, a wonderful State Farm agent. In fact, let me put her information up here for a second. So you have a QR code whenever I put that up, and you can find out more about Kathy and her team, kkilo.com. And again, that phone number, if you didn't get a chance to write it down, 636-561-6460. And why am I putting my name behind her? Well, because I met the woman. I know what she wants to do for the world. And she is like you and me, that you want to give back and change. And she just truly, genuinely is a wonderful person. That's who you want behind you when you're taking care of your house and your car and your life, right? Supplemental life insurance, all those things that they do. Not just her, but Marilyn and the entire team collectively, they've got 83 years of service. That's who I'd want to put my stuff behind, right? Kathy Kilo Peterson, thank you, by the way. And all of you, thank you for your comments, because again, if you weren't here to watch the show, and if we didn't have those wonderful sponsors, we wouldn't be able to do this each and every day, which we do. And if you're brand new to the show, it's 7 a.m. every morning, Monday through Friday, since March 1st. We've done a lot of shows. I've over probably 150 shows since we kicked things off. Marilyn says, yay, yuppie puppy. My Heidi and Kathy's Vinny groom there. See, I love it. Yes. Well, we're going to be hearing more and more and more about them. So you'll see them on Tuesday. Michelle got my copy of Family Reigns yesterday. What a great interview Monica did with Billy Bush. Michelle, I can't wait to hear what you have to say about that. The Yuppie Puppy Pet Spa Miracles in Progress in the blue chair Tuesday, she says. Yes. Okay. All right. Here's one. So let me do a little multitasking because it's kind of what I'm good at. While we do the comments about Rose saying dry eyes, dry skin, muscle loss, anybody else experience those things? Interesting. I've not experienced dry eyes. I've always been very big on as soon as I get out of the shower. And why do you do this? Because your pores are open. So as soon as you get out of the shower, put that moisturizer on everywhere. Put the lotion on just to try to keep that. I do see in a lot of my seniors that I train the skin that you're talking about. Like we would work out, we'd put the towel on the machine, but they would always get so embarrassed and they were like, "Oh, look at I'm leaving a trail. I'm leaving a trail behind me of skin." And I'm like, "It's okay, don't worry about it." Everybody's always trying to apologize. But the dry skin I do see as people age, Rose. I haven't fortunately dealt with that. Anybody else deal with those things that she's talking about? Muscle loss. Okay, so muscle loss. What are you doing for it, Rose? So what do you do for triceps? How about this? I really love this one. I'm a big fan of dips, by the way. So if you want to get on to, I'll go ahead and bring that over here and I'll show you the proper way to do a dip. But if you have a dumbbell, I'm going to grab a 15 pounder here and go up and over your head. And here's the look from the side. You don't want to be arching the back this way. So you're here and you go straight up. Okay, let me back off here. So let's do like 15 of these. Feel the muscle, by the way. I like for people to put their hand on the muscle that they're working, straight overhead and breathing. It's so important to breathe. I don't know how many people hold their breath and then they think they're done. And I'm like, no, you got more in you if you would just let that breath out. The breath allows the movement to go through. So if I'm holding my breath here and I'm struggling and then I go, or I like to go through the teeth, shh, right? Shh. We're going to change sides. If you feel, you'll understand. Even if you don't have that tone yet, because you haven't worked out for a while, or as you're getting older and you're thinking, I'm losing the muscle loss, like Rose is talking about, that's fine. But if you do it on a regular basis, I can guarantee you'll start feeling, wow, something's happening here. And I'll tell you what, it is the coolest aha moment when I have women and men that say, Monica, I'm starting to feel that feels different. It's not so flabby feeling. I can start to feel some tone coming in there. Or the coolest thing is when they look in the mirror and they all of a sudden say, oh, I see a little line. I see a tricep forming. And I'm like, I know, isn't it the coolest thing? So that's a good one for you, by the way, the overhead tricep. Or how about a kickback? Okay, you know I'm always big in kickbacks, but what I'm not big in is wrong form. Okay, or swinging the muscle around. So a lot of people stand too erect and they do this. I see this in the gym a lot, and I just want to go over and go, what are you doing? What do you think you're doing there? Working my triceps? No, you're not. I mean, you've got a little baby part here of the bend, and you shouldn't be locking out, by the way. You should always have, I always talk about soft joints. Soft here, soft in the knees. Don't lock them out. No, well, this is not going to get you the definition in the arms and what you're looking for. So you've got to have this. We talk about angles, that 90-degree angle. Get that elbow up there. Don't let the shoulder drop. If the weight is too heavy, here's what's going to happen. You're going to start doing this, and the shoulder starts dropping down. So you're here, and you kick back, and you go back to that 90-degree angle. So I'd say this is a little too heavy for me to do kickbacks. I could probably do it. Let's go ahead and do it. I won't be able to do as many as I would want, or I'm going to strain here in the shoulder a little bit too much. So breathe. 5. Where do we breathe? Shh, on the way back. I'm just going to do 8 here. Shh, maybe 10. Shh, 2 more. Shh, 1 more. Shh. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, that is what's going to help that flabby area that you and your kids and your grandkids always see when you're trying to tighten up and try to figure out, what do I do? So the grandkids don't talk about my flabby arms moving around. I understand. I've heard it for over 2 decades, but this is it. I feel that the weight's a little too heavy, and that's why I feel like there's a little swing in it. I want you to be able to control straight back. I could do it for a couple, but a little too heavy, and that's how you assess. I promise to show you the dip. Oh, there goes my water. By the way, very big into hydration. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Who else is working out with me, by the way? I see a bunch of comments coming in, which is awesome. I promise I'll get to them in just a second. Let me get the bench. So proper dips. And then we're going to do a plank. And I'm going to show you the proper way to do your plank. So if you have a bench, great. Otherwise, find something at the level that you can do. So if I want to do dips here, I'm going to put my hands on the bench about shoulder width apart. And then I'm going to drop down. Now again, let me angle it for you. I'm big on trying to get down to those 90-degree angles. I don't want this. See those shoulders forward, the head dropping down, and just a tiny push? I want you to open up. See the difference in going from here to opening the shoulders up, having the chest high, and don't be this far away from the bench, then you're straining in your shoulders. Get close to it. Relax the legs. Don't let them push through the ground. Go down to 90-degree angle. Come back up. So here we are. We're going to do a set. Down. This is by far my favorite exercise for triceps. 5, 6. Now you could do it in a gym on a machine. There's an assisted machine that gives you a little help. The more weight you put on, the more help it's giving you. And then vice versa, the more you're doing the work. Let's do a couple more. Down, up, up. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, there's a lot of people, and see I'm a little out of breath, there's a lot of people who can't do that. So they would need to go higher, in a higher chair. Or they're only able to go this much, and they're like, that's a lot harder than Monica just made it look. I know, it's not very easy for people in the beginning. So maybe you're up at a level here, like at the countertop, and you just drop yourself a little bit and press back up. You start to open up that angle more and more and more, and your range of motion is allowed to go deeper and come all the way through. Any questions on that or any issues on that? But again, a good trainer will give you constant modifications and then also allow you to level up. Let's see. We ended it with rows. Good morning, Bill. Guys, let's hear from the guys, by the way. What do you go through as you get older? I'm going to tell you what some of the men are telling me. Terry, hot flashes, fog, talked about that earlier, and loss of sleep. I've also heard of black cohosh. Haven't tried it yet. Anybody try that, by the way? My friend used to use red maca. She said, helped a little bit in the beginning. She also tried black cohosh, and she said it didn't help, but she's looking at possibly starting it up again. I told her I feel it may. It's really, I'm gonna own it. It's on me. I am so busy that trying to take something throughout the day, split up, doesn't happen. Even though I throw it out on the counter, take one of them in the morning, I forget, or I get so darn busy that the middle of the day one and then the evening one, they just don't happen. And so I tried to take all three at once, trying to see if I could skirt the system and make that work for me. I don't feel it worked. However, it also could have to do with the brand. I don't know if there's a particular brand, and that's what I'd like to know from a physician. I just appreciate that I have a doctor who is forward thinking and saying, why don't you try some supplementation instead of being pushed in the pharmaceutical side of take this medicine, take that medicine. I'm not big on taking medicine. I'm not going to knock anybody that has to. I will never knock doctors because I wanted to be one, but I like forward-thinking physicians that incorporate holistic, homeopathic, natural ways along with Western and Eastern cultural medicine. I think that's really how we should be living our lives. Open our minds up to how much we can actually heal ourselves and stop masking things with pills. Like pills, you don't even know what they're doing. I don't know how many people tell me they're on medicines. They don't even know why they're on medicine. That's not a good thing. Don't just throw anything in your body. Okay, let's see who else. Kathy. Michelle, she says, so many wonderful book recommendations. I have my wish list. I just started reading, the Murphys. Yeah. Murphys Don't Quit. That was a really good interview. If you haven't seen that one, love those ladies. So Michelle said we saw Kathy Kilo Peterson, State Farm Insurance Agent highway sign on Highway 64. Like this stretch sponsored by Kathy. Why that particular stretch, by the way? Let us know that if you're still on. Okay, Dot says, unfortunately, red wine sparks hot flashes. Stay away from all sugar to prevent flashing. I remember, okay, let's go back to that. I remember my friend Dot years ago. We would love to go out and have a drink and just have some fun together. And I would say, you want to get some wine? And she's like, oh, I want to. I love red wine, but it sparks the hot flashes. So you either have to deal with it or you look for something else. So I found that if you want to go out and have a drink, vodka with club soda, which by the way is much healthier. If you're looking for a healthy drink to have with friends, if you want an alcoholic drink, if not, find a non-alcoholic version or drink some water, maybe infused water if they have that. But vodka with club soda has a tendency not to do that. But yes, alcohol in general will possibly spark flashes. I like my red wine too much that I will just deal with the sweat because it happens anyway. And I don't know what is triggering it, what's not triggering it. Carrie says, be sure to read the 4 Agreements. What are the 4 Agreements, Carrie? Everybody else, have you read that book? Don Miguel Ruiz is the author. Phenomenal book that I have been introducing my clients to for many, many years and helping them, maybe having it as a resource, even if they've said, oh, I've read that. Well, yeah, but are you doing the agreements with yourself? Are you always doing your best? Do you not take things personally? Are you impeccable with your word? And oh my goodness, I'm forgetting the one. So don't take things personally. Always do your best. Impeccable with your word. What's the 4th one, everybody? What is it? Somebody tell me. Yes, walk for the world for peace and kindness. Share to many, many. Thank you. Yeah, you're going to be there. Everybody want to do that September 23rd. We love Kathy. Yes, a beautiful lady. We're talking about Kathy Kilo Peterson. Love her, love her, love her. And there we go. Michelle, by the way, has the link to the Murphys interview. Wow, Colleen and Lauren Murphy, such incredible, inspirational people. That's what I do, by the way, is put people on who will inspire you, share stories of people who will ignite a passion in you. They will allow you to know that you don't have to just go through the motions in life. Let's see. Hello, everybody. And September 23rd. So Kathy's talking a little bit more about that walk. Okay, she says it's going to start at 9 a.m., as I said, meditation. So bring your earbuds. Again, told you where it was. It's going to be Central Park, Chesterfield off of Lydia Hill. So she says you must register at Walk for the World. Actually, there's a dot in there. Walk for the .world. Okay, you've got to put the dot in. And I know it's a little strange where it is because you're expecting a .com, but walk for the .world. And you click on register now. Now she's stressed, it's not .com. This walking meditation is all about kindness and generosity, no vendors, no cost. And yeah, so come on out. I'm switching my clients around for that morning, and hopefully Michelle's available. We'll all come out there. I am emceeing the Equus Rescue Therapy event that evening. Did you see all those beautiful horses? I have more to show, so keep an eye to my reels and stories today. I have that, and I have an incredible workout that Michelle and I did at Lifetime Fitness the other day that I want to show you. So Michelle and Monica out and about in mobile Monica version. I've read the 4 Agreements. That one is one to revisit, Kathy says. Love the Monica workout clothes. Well, thank you. Okay, let's be real with that. Did you know I have my own workout clothes? So I have a lot of my clients that have them. So right here, it says MA. And they're, of course, the Monica blue color that I love. I'm also wearing this is the, I think it's, if you want to see the back of it, there's an MA. So there it is on the bottom. MA. Don't you love just being real with people? MA is all over, and inside, though, is what matters. Inside, it says Monica Adams collection, but the most important words, my mantra, know your value. It's the Know Your Value collection from Monica Adams. So we have men and women, by the way. My husband wears the shorts all the time. He said they will beat Lululemon any day. They do. They look incredible. They look very similar kind of to those. They feel really good. Guys use them for swim trunks or by the beach, purple, and of course the Monica blue. So thank you, Carrie. And if anybody's interested in it, you got to reach out to me. Let me put my email address back on the screen here. info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. I do have a lot of people asking if I'll put in another order for the cobalt blue, purple. It's like a really pretty Kelly green, hot pink, Barbie pink. I wore those the other day and everyone's like, oh, it reminds me of the Barbie movie. And then black, of course. So we have those for women. There's 2 different bras. There's the one I have on here that's the classic bra. And then there's more of a constructed bra with a little more support. It's called the long line bra. So yeah, Carrie, you should get some. And there's all sizes, by the way. It goes from 0 all the way up into like 20, I believe. Okay, Michelle's being real here with you. She says, yes, foggy brain, muscle loss, lack of sleep, which we've talked about, weight gain. She said she went to Dr. Sarah Franco at Invita Health and Wellness, and she gave her one of the shots, the cocktail, they call them the cocktail shots, in the butt with what I was lacking. Now I'm sleeping better, have more clarity. I need both to keep up with Monica. She loves it. You know what? Don't let her fool you. She loves being a part of this team. Hi, Lisa. love your husband, Doug. Can't do that. Have had a torn bicep. Okay, so she can't do certain movements. Leona, I'd love to train you, by the way. Everybody always asks, am I taking on more clients? Yes, and it'll get to a point where I go on a wait list, which I was for a little while in Kirkwood. A lot of people changed around, kids back to school, had to flip their schedules around. So Wednesdays and Fridays, by the way, we train at 6 a.m. and now 8 a.m. again. I do have maybe 1 or 2 spots open in those. Here's the thing. If someone is not regularly there, you have a chance to swoop in and then secure your spot. And then it goes on a wait list. I will not take more than 5 people in those 2 classes. Because it's semi-private. A class is above that, 6 to maybe 12. I will not take over that because it gets to be a little too much. And I train right here. I promised to do a plank with you, by the way. So let's do a plank together while we talk about training. So we train here at the house. Monday nights, I do a boxing class. It's as well as kind of a hybrid boxing. And we did boxing with a little Pilates and yoga the other day. So plank. How do you do a proper plank, everybody? This is how. And it's very important that you do it proper. Not everybody can do even just this, but this is just the regular plank. And so some people have to do it on their knees. Let me bring this down a little bit more. They have to do it on their knees because they can't get on their feet. So they would start, and you might not even be able to get on the ground. So maybe you do it on a raised surface, or you try to do it on your bed before you even get out of bed in the morning. I would do this, by the way, when you first get up, flip over to your hands and knees. Your back is stiff, so don't just bounce out of bed, and do a little cat and cow stretch. Why? Because we're trying to protect the back. It does so much to keep us upright so that we are not curving in our shoulders and having poor posture. So you do these simple little things, and then maybe you get onto your bed, come down to your elbows, and maybe you have to stay on your knees. And so you just back the knees off, and look at this. That's a plank, by the way. That is how you start a plank. So for those of you that cannot do it on the feet, you can do it on your knees. And then you advance. So you go beyond this. This is the right movement for a modification. And then you say, I think I'm getting a little stronger. I'm going to try to go onto my feet. Now, I don't want the feet spread out like this. I don't want you to have this big, wide base. I want you to put your foot back. The elbows, by the way, this is so imperative. Please note this. Do not have your arms way up here and this massive strain in your back trying to keep your plank like this. You put your elbows underneath the shoulders in line with the chest. That's what people do wrong. So you want to go like this, straight back with your feet, and then flex and push those heels back. This, my friends, is a proper plank, not this. I always say, get the butt out of the sky, get the butt out of the sky, pull the hips down, and then people are like this, still piked up, and I say, walk forward and open the body up. This is how you do a plank. And you hold it, and you're going to feel every one of those 53 muscles shaking in the beginning. And for many people, it's hard for them to even do 30 seconds. That's okay. We want to get you to 30 seconds because that's the beginning phase of understanding if you have a strong core. And then, of course, you can get fancy with it when we start doing the up-downs, right? We start leveling up, or we raise our arms out, or we do a turn, and we get into side planks, and we do movements in side planks. Understand, there's so much that can be done when you are working your core. And there's a level for everyone. There's a beginning level, and there's massive advanced levels. Even on my side there. Some people are like, oh, I do that. That's no big deal, Monica. I can hold a side plank. Okay, then change it. Go like this and rotate and throw your balance off, or raise a leg off, or kick a leg in. Levels, levels, levels. Something for everyone. A little smorgasbord. All right, I'm going to catch my breath. We got more to come. Don't go anywhere.
It's the icing on the cake.
The final brush stroke.
The finishing touches make all the difference in your home, too.
Have fun and get started at carolhouse.com/room planner.
With thousands of accessories in our 3.5-acre showrooms.
Get your picture perfect room and the lowest prices in the country at Carol House.
Because you like nice things.
Of course, it's great to get outside and enjoy the warm weather, but when it's time to relax indoors, be sure your home stays cool with equipment and service from my friends at Aldon. 24-hour emergency service available. At Aldon, it's their commitment to continue providing above and beyond HVAC service for all of their customers. They truly care about the air you breathe. Call them today at 314-567-5585 or on the web, aldon.com. That's al-don.com. 314-567-5585. Good morning. It's a Thursday. It's Mobile Monica. Yes, we're at home. We're talking about men and we're talking about women. We're going to look at more into men now. But we're talking about menopause, and I'll get to your comments. I do want to say for Aldon, by the way, I was told they're looking for a new accounting person. Do you know somebody looking for a job? An accountant. They are looking for a new accounting person with Aldon Heating and Cooling. So give them a call and maybe you can join their incredible team because they really do some wonderful work. So if you're just tuning in, thank you so much for being a part of the show. One of the things we always ask you to do is like and share and follow and subscribe, by the way. You don't have to watch it on Facebook. Some people say, my friends and family want to watch this show so bad, Monica, but they don't want to be on social media. That's okay. That's why we're on YouTube. And we always drop a show on Thursdays on the audio podcast platforms, by the way. Every Thursday, once a week, you get a special edition or another dose of Monica from one of the shows you may have missed, or a show that you might need to hear again and receive the message in a different way. So wherever you get your audio podcast, maybe it's Amazon, maybe it's iTunes, maybe it's iHeartRadio, maybe it's Spotify, the big ones, we're on that for you. And we drop a show every Thursday. And then we do this show on Facebook and YouTube every day, except for Labor Day, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Okay, Sherry says I was on that and had a seizure, so they told me to stay away from it. Interesting. Everybody's body's different. So when we talk about things, and again, I stressed that this came from my OBGYN, so I feel like I have to do this. Whatever condition you're going through, you got to listen to your doctor. They know you most. If we talk about anything on this show, it is simply for you to look into and research. Nobody says just take this or take that and do that. I am simply giving you some tools that I know work. And then I pass along books. I pass along ideas from physicians. We've had Dr. Lehman on. He'll be coming on again very soon. I just told you about my physician, Dr. Pignotti. He's a wonderful OBGYN that I know a lot of my friends go to. And he's the one that suggested. So again, Dr. Pignotti is just very forward thinking about different aspects, but that's a natural supplement. Supplementation, by the way, here's another little thing to put in there. Does that mean that supplements might not have some kind of a counteracting with some medicines that you take? Why do you think you're always told, speak with your physician before you take anything, before you try anything, before you do anything? If I tell you to do this exercise, I tell you to do dips, I tell you to do a plank, let's do some squats for our legs because the women want to work their hips. I'm saying speak with your physician first, always, but try these things if they let you. So how about this one? First of all, it does multiple things. So if I raise my leg up, let's step back a little bit here. So if I raise my leg up, I'm working on what? Balance. A lot of people can't do this at all. So what do we tell them? We'll start with that actually. So I tell them to try to raise their foot off and they might start to lose their balance. If you have to, hold on to a pole, hold on to a chair that's sturdy. Again, try to do that first. That in itself, for a lot of people, is a hard thing to do. They keep losing their balance. They're like this constantly. And I said, it's not a good thing, especially as you age, to not have good balance control. I want you to be able to not only get from here, but I want you to be able to raise up and not go all over the place. And then you can come back down. I'm not touching the floor. And then we come out. Okay, so in the beginning, without any dumbbells or bands or anything whatsoever, I want you to just try this. Let's do 5 of them on each side. So you might have to go lower. Please, if you're at home, hold on to something if you don't have good balance. I don't want you falling. So you're here, and once you find your balance, you go up. I hold like maybe for about 5 seconds, engaging my abdominal wall, come back down. See how I lost balance a little bit? I'm not touching though. Coming back up, going back down. You'll feel a good work in that standing leg and your obliques and your core as it tries to hold and balance itself. So that's my 4th one. And then here's my 5th one, and I've yet to touch the floor. And see how I have more balance control on the last one. Let's shake out that standing leg because it did that work for us. We get planted on our right side. I just did my left. And then I go from the lower and come up. Again, if you have balance issues, Sherry was talking about seizures. Please do not try this without hanging on to something and then little by little trying to let go, or make sure that somebody's around you. If you're aging and you're saying, dang it, the kids say I can't do anything, Monica, I'm going to try this with you. If you're at home, though, I don't want you falling. I don't want anything happening to you. So you've got to take care of you. I can only give suggestions, but you've got to be your own health advocate and you've got to be smart. So there we go. That was the straight one. So I might have you go here and I might have you kick out to the side and then come back. And I'm not touching the floor. Out to the side and back. What's this going to do? Right in here, ladies and gentlemen. So if you have hip issues, you're wanting to strengthen the hip, or you're wanting to lose the weight in the hips, try something that's going to have the focus on the hip area. So I'm coming out. What am I doing? I'm working abdominals. I'm working my core. I'm working my low back. I'm working my hips. So there's 5 of them. I want to work my glutes. I'm going to turn to the side for you. I'm going to lean down. Again, no locking in the knees, soft little bend. I'm going to look forward. I'm going to push back behind me. Now this really challenges in my balance, trying to do this backwards. Okay, you see how that goes from push back as you push into your glutes. I'll go here on the other side. You're leaning down, a little soft bend here. Remember I talked about the breathing on the hardest part of the movement. So 3, 4, 5, pushing and engaging into the glutes. And then if I want to do squat work, by the way, and I want to target my butt, everyone's like, I want to lift the butt. Well, you gotta work into the glutes. So I'm not going to be forward into the balls of my feet, almost as if I'm leaning over, am I? No, I'm going to go back into those heels. I'm going to push through the heels as I come down into my squat, keeping my body upright, and then push through the heels and squeeze, folks, at the top of the contraction. You're down, squeezing through the glutes. Down, okay? I'm not just going to go through the motions up and down. So it's here, squeezing through the glutes, slowing the pacing down here. You got to slow down, by the way. Everybody rushes through their workout. I don't get that. So we can work more. Sometimes people do just like a second down, a second up, 2 seconds down, 2 seconds up. I will throw my clients into muscle confusion and I'll say, okay, let's go do a push-up and let's work on 3 seconds down, but 5 seconds on the way back up. Or we flip it and we do 5 seconds down and 1 second back up. So what are we doing? We're working eccentric, concentric, we're working fast twitch, slow twitch muscle fibers. All these things have to work in unison, and you continuously are confusing the muscle. Concentric, eccentric, what does that mean? It's one way negative, one way positive. When we're talking about negativity in this particular circumstance, it's a good thing because it's one part of your movement. The negativity of the world, that's a whole other thing that I don't want in your life. Okay, Margot, hi, says, I love the combo of Western and Eastern medicine. I think there's a definite need for it, right? Joy, I found whatever I took would stop working in a month. Interesting, yeah. I alternated between black cohosh and royal jelly, plus get away from dairy and soy. See, I love this community, how everybody's giving different advice of what has worked and what has not worked. How about the men, by the way? I promised to talk about the guys. Okay, so thank you, by the way, I'm not going to say their names, for the men who really actually kind of gave me the passion to do today's show. And it was, Monica, as we get past our age of 50, and we are so used to being able to have this body that we had in our 20s and 30s and still doing okay and still able to see some muscle definition, but it's definitely changed. And then they said, then we get made fun of. Here's where I want you to have the empathy, ladies, because you think nothing happens to them. They get called dad bods. Okay, so they have the same thing happen to them. They can't sustain the same muscle mass that they're used to over the years. And so they start to get, yes, man boobs. That's one of the things that this guy reached out to me and said, can you please address that? Because it makes me feel like I'm going to get bullied. And he's like, I can't stand it, but I don't have the testosterone. He actually had his labs done. He said, I don't have the testosterone that I used to have. And so I'm starting to develop man boobs. And I said, yeah, it's a real thing. And then he said, and then I've got this pooch on me. That's this dad bod. And one of the things they really hate is they really start collecting fat deposits in their back. Well, let me say, a lot of it also, just like for women, has to do with how are you eating? What's your nutrition like? Are you drinking a lot of alcohol? Are you actually doing movement? All those things. And then the guys were talking about their testosterone level changing and how the women that they're involved with are getting frustrated, or their partners are getting frustrated because they don't have the same sex drive. So men and women both deal with that. And that's when I want you to go and have your labs done. I mean, why do you think I'm so big on people calling Invita Health and Wellness and going and talking to Dr. Sarah? What she'll do is actually write a script, have you go do that. I love that about her, by the way, because I went to a med spa in the past, not a med spa, but a health and wellness place that did the lab work. And I thought, yeah, I'd really like to know what my labs are. Well, they charged me to have the labs done. And she's like, no, your insurance will pay for that. And I was like, oh, so she writes a script. You take it off to, Quest or one of those places. You have them done. Your insurance takes care of having the lab work done because you need to know what's going on in your body. Then she assesses what's lacking, you're deficient in, and then treats that. Men and women both. I've had guys that have gone there and said, that's what's wrong with me. My free testosterone, the testosterone levels, estrogen levels, all those things are so out of whack. Hormones, folks, can't say it enough. Men and women both suffer with that. But why? I'm going to take that word. Why suffer? Why think that this is how life is going to be for you now? It doesn't have to be. Just know your numbers and know your labs, okay? Joy said I found whatever I took would stop, right? And then she talked about dairy and soy. Earlier, Dot talked about alcohol triggering hot flashes. So this community is coming together for you to say, hey, maybe these are things you should stay away from, and maybe these are things you should try. And Margot says, good morning. Yes, good woman. Yes, I agree with Dot. Red wine, another trigger. By the way, Joy and a handful of other ladies joined my Thursday evening class, which is at 5:00. And we talk much more in depth, and you actually show up on camera with me. I provide a Zoom link, and we discuss a little bit more in depth sometimes the things that we discuss on this show. We did a review of the Look at Me Now Mother, Look at Us Now Mother with Gail and Mildred Kirschenbaum. And I actually tasked them with watching that documentary and then telling me what their feelings were about it. Joy, by the way, thank you for that long email of how it affected your life. By the way, tonight's the night, right? So we'll have another class. And if you want to join us, just shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com, and let me know if you want to come on board with that, because I do have that open to people. Sometimes it's a larger class. We used to have about 20 or so people, and then sometimes it's smaller, 3 or 4 of us, and I'm able to talk with you more. You get to interact with me more. I sponsor the highest traffic count out in Lake St. Louis, where the highway stacks and sits every rush hour. So those poor folks are forced to stare at my sign, but they also see a highway with no trash. Well, Kathy, this particular stretch was right there at 270 and 6440. Michelle saw it. She's like, hey, that's Kathy. Julie said she loves the 4 agreements. We were talking about that book earlier. Thank you. Number 4, don't make assumptions. So always do your best. Don't take things personally. Don't assume, and be impeccable with your word. Great. Don't forget the boots and jeans ball. Yes, we talked about that a little bit earlier, Margot. So Equus Rescue Therapy, I am emceeing that event the same day that we're going to do the Walk for the World, the meditation for 45 minutes in Chesterfield. We are also going to have the big Equus Rescue Therapy boots and jeans. Margot, if you're still on, I want you to answer this, because a lot of people have said, well, hold on, it's being called a ball. Am I really wearing boots and jeans? Do I wear a dress, a denim dress with boots? Some people are saying, you're going to your first gala? No, we said it's a ball. Somebody was telling somebody this. We're going to go to a ball. You can't wear boots and jeans. You got to dress up. I'm telling you right now, if you dress up in jeans and boots and that's it, they're going to make fun of you. All those questions that people have, Margot, is it really boots and jeans, or can they get fancy with it or cute with it? What are you going to wear? I'm going to definitely wear some cowboy boots, because I have multiple ones that I picked up in Nashville. I'm a big fan of Western look and country, because I did country music for so long. So I'll definitely have my boots on. I'm not going to tell you what I'm wearing yet. You got to come out to the ball. Tickets still on sale, tables on sale, and it's going to be a big time. We went out and visited the other day. We talked about the horses and live auction, silent auction items. We're talking incredible travel opportunities to the Berkshires. we're talking about seeing these beautiful animals and the wonderful work that Equus does. So September 23rd. Yes, and I have the fifth agreement book. Yes, I have that as well, Marilyn. Fourth agreement, always do your best. Yes, I actually mentioned that one already, though. Yep, my body is not going to stop my red wine consumption. Okay, so you love Pinot Noir. I'm a cab drinker or a blend. I really like blends, by the way. I opened up a Syrah last night. I had about a glass and a half. I was like, I'm done. And I never used to close the wine up because I was like, I'm not going to come back to this. I'm going to waste wine. And I think that's what's going to happen. Michelle, by the way, went ahead and dropped the link for you for equusrescue.org/events so that you can come out and join us. We'd love to see all of you there. Raise some big money for a great organization. Looking forward to seeing Kathy and Marilyn and your entire incredible group there. Okay, Rose, feeling pumped. White wine, Francis Coppola, never had a hot flash drinking it. I know red wine is healthier, but I don't do good on it. I have to start working out again. Well, Rose, come on. How many times have I said you don't have to be in person, everybody? You can work out from any state in any country because I allow you to come in through the Zoom link. So yes, I have someone who works out in Hawaii, in Colorado. I used to have someone from California. So there's people who train all over the place. There are no excuses. Yes, Monica, you are going to rock the boots and jeans ball. Lily Rose sends her love and is hoping you sponsor her. I fell in love with that baby, a beautiful sandy brown colored horse that was just gorgeous. And she was a little sassy pants. There is a horse there, by the way, named Sassy, but this was my sassy girl. Margot says hi to Marilyn. Looking forward to seeing you on September 23rd. And Michelle, thank you for posting the walk for the dot world. So she just registered. She's going to be out there with us. Rose said, my 53 muscles are cursing at you from the plank. Thank you, Kathy. I'm obsessed with trash. Why do people litter so much? I know, right? Let's be better human beings. What are we doing here on the show? Trying to change the world little by little. And we are doing just that together. Leanna, Jan and I have a site, Litter Busters of St. Charles County. Keep America beautiful. Let's make America great again. Wink. Michelle, link to vote. Today is the last day. Actually, she said yesterday was the last day, Carrie, and Carrie's talking about the Riverfront Times Best of voting for the Real Monica Adams podcast. I think it was through August 30th, and today's the 31st. Can you believe it? We are almost into a new month. We are almost in fall. I can feel the weather, by the way, is absolutely gorgeous. Fonda, hi, haven't seen you in my post for a while. Fonda Tate, I don't know that name, so welcome aboard. I love the new names, and I love all of you that have been the OGs, the original from the beginning. Tell everybody you know about the fact that we are doing big things together. I love it. Thanks for getting me off the couch today. Even did my yoga tree pose for balance. Happy way to start the day. Yeah. By the way, so yoga tree, for those of you that don't know, they're not little, I'm not a yogi, but you do this for balance. And you could just tap that. Don't push against it. People have a tendency to push up against the inside of their knee and they're hurting their knee, or they can't get that, so they go down below. And then you raise up and you get a little bit more and more and more into here, and then they push against the inside of their leg. I like to just slowly engage the core, raise up, and then I'll just have my leg right alongside it. See, I'm not touching. And then you have your arms. You can't see the other side of me, but my arms, the upper part looks like this. And you just stretch and let this come out of the shoulder area and just loosen that up. Oh my gosh, we're having a good time today. Okay, we're almost at the end of our show. Real quick break and we'll wrap things up in just a few minutes.
Warm weather, sand beaches, and boats galore. It's not Florida, it's a Lake of the Ozarks. Florida Direct Palm Trees brings tropical flair to your patios, docks, and yards. From a few feet all the way to 25 feet, there are palm trees for every property. Florida Direct also provides palm tree potting soil, palm fertilizer, large decorative pots, and a wide selection of locally grown tropical flowers and plants to add the perfect accent to your tropical paradise. Florida Direct Palm Trees, bringing paradise to your patio for 14 plus years.
All right, welcome back. We've had a good time today again, talking about men and women and real world problems and giving you some advice, community support for what others have gone through. I got a handful more comments here. Monica, thanks for getting me off the couch. She said, yeah, so we did that tree. I'm at home and wondering if the balance exercise seems better without wearing shoes. Yes. Why do you think so many people do yoga without? Because just like those 5-finger shoes that used to exist or zero balance shoes, There's a reason for it, because you actually are using the muscles of your feet to connect with the ground, kind of grounding. Yes, I actually, a lot of time, when I played soccer, I used to actually take my shoes off. I was a goalie, and I would punt sometimes in practice without shoes on. We actually should be using the muscles in our feet more. We are getting lazy by wearing shoes that have cushions, and people that wear those Hokas, I don't know. I got a pair, and I'm not a fan because it really forces you forward, and it's got this big thick sole. I am a huge fan. In fact, I'm glad I just showed this. I'm a huge fan of the Swiss Engineering On Cloud. We should probably get On Cloud as a sponsor. Let's work on that, because I now have 3 pairs of these, and I don't know how many people I have referred to go buy these. And REI, we could probably get them on as a sponsor. Alabama Outdoors is where I picked up a lot of stuff when I was in Birmingham. I am a huge fan of these. I love the support they give you, but I love the movement that I'm able to do. So if you've never bought On Cloud, Swiss Engineering On Cloud shoes are phenomenal. Love the dips and planks, Ann says. My husband is younger than I, but I see the aging, hair loss, slowing down, little crabby at times. I believe men go through a type of menopause. Yes, they do. That's what I was talking about. They absolutely do. And we've got to have empathy for them, just like we're asking for them to have empathy for us. Oh, okay. So Michelle said nominations were supposed to end yesterday, but it let her nominate. So she put the link in there for you. All right, let's do it. So maybe they just thought that there were 30 days in the month of August, but there's 35, there's 31. So Riverfront Times Best Of, she's got it for you. If you want to do it by yourself, it is the best of, and you go to the arts and entertainment, and then you do the best local podcast. But the easiest is she just dropped it there for you. Kathy said, I drink decaf coffee. I'm glad you brought that up before we wrap up, because caffeine, caffeinated beverages also create problems for hot flashes. She said, I just love the taste of coffee. I add dried mushrooms to my coffee. Sounds bizarre, but it just adds an earthy taste, and mushrooms are supposed to be super healthy. They absolutely are. I watched an eye-opening movie on Prime called Fantastic Fungi. I also believe that when you take whatever it is, vitamin supplements or prescriptions, say to yourself, this is healing. Yeah, it absolutely. It's all about taking care of you and believing, right? Believing that you have the power to heal yourself. Say to yourself, this is healthy, and I hope don't say, I hope this works. Just visualize that it is going to work. Literally see yourself healthier. This is, instead of just saying, I hope, this is going to work. What I'm doing, what the doctor told me to be introduced to, what I heard from this show or that show, this is going to take me to a healthier version of me, or whatever you're wanting. I hope this works, she said. Or, what a pain to take this stuff. Set the intention of healing and strength. Yes, visualize. Please join on Thursday's Great Interaction and Coaching. That's tonight. Tonight, you can join us for sure. Julie says, I'll see you tonight. Joy says, I'll see you tonight. Who else wants to join us? Come on. Boots and country music. 2 more reasons I like you. Carrie, come on out. Kathy and Selmo, good morning. Terry said she just voted. Pray your podcast is number 1. We'll find out. Diane, hats by Diane. I love you. She's the reason we had Tessa Greenspan on. She reintroduced us, I should say. And then we have another wonderful woman that she wants us to have on. And her project I'll be talking about very soon. Rose, great show. Well, thank you. Oh, Kathy said she was a goalie. Yep, that was my position. What about exercise bands? Yes, you can do everything that I'm doing with dumbbells. Let me grab it before we wrap the show up. Bands. Okay. Woo! I like these bands because they have a casing around them so they don't snap. And when they start to wear out, I'm going to tell you a very dangerous thing happened to me with a client years ago when I used to train in Fenton. And the band that they weren't paying attention to because it was cracking, it snapped. And while the woman was doing her workout, the band snapped and it popped me in the eyeball. For about 25 minutes, I was like this. I thought I was going to go blind in that eye. And I told her to keep going. And she's like, you got to go to the doctor. And I'm like, no. And I kept trying to open it up. It was so in pain. But I continued her workout and just did this, right? I thought I was going to have to wear a patch on my eye. That's why I'm a big fan of these. They have casings. So even if they start to do wear and tear, it will have a protection mode. I'm all about protecting you. So yes, Marilyn, exercise bands. So the same thing that I'm talking about with regards to a tricep kickback, I can hold on to one side. The other side, here's that same move. If that's too hard, give myself a little bit more. There we go. Look at that. Same thing I did with dumbbells that you can do with bands. Or if I want to come up, oh, these are heavy. Come up and do squats. I go down, give it a little push, a little spring, and do my squat. This is a little too heavy for me to do overhead. That's why I have 10, 20, 30, 40. This is that's 30 pounds. So that's why it was a little bit harder. Bands. Beautiful and easy way to take them with you. So there's no excuses when you go on vacation or you're at your office or again, I don't like excuses. Kathy says, I love your show. Well, thank you. And I love having you as a part of it. Okay, let's say this. I was going to wrap the show up this way. Michelle said, she always likes to send me things about national days of. Today is National Cabernet Day. So I know some of you are trying to eliminate red wine, but if you're okay with it, go out, sit outside because today's also Eat Outside Day or spend some time outside. Outside and Cabernet Day sounds like a perfect combination to go have lunch with some friends, grab your spouse, your partner, your kids, go outside and maybe have a nice glass of Cabernet. If you've never introduced yourself to Cabernet, a Napa Cabernet or a blend. Why don't you do a cab blend? Because it's so much easier. I'm a big fan of cab blends. In fact, a really easy, inexpensive one. Okay, a little tip here. It is Conundrum. Conundrum Red Blend, very inexpensive and very good tasting red wine. I'm a big fan of good red wines. My father, love you and miss you. My brother is a sommelier and has introduced me to so many things. And then I took it a whole nother level and got into really small boutique wines. So we need to get some wine sponsors on here because that's a big passion of mine. Let's see. Yes, Michelle said, hats by Diane. We love her. She was on. We talked about etiquette. Join us Wednesday for a fun gals workout. Yeah, so at Mark Anthony's, I told you earlier, we train Wednesdays and Fridays at 6 a.m. And then Wednesdays also at 8 a.m. I'll even bring back the Friday 8 a.m. if people want to. So Dot is training now. So is my friend Katie, and then Allison, Leah. So we may have one more spot. There's going to be one more spot in a couple of weeks that we will have open, and then that would actually go on a wait list. So Mark Anthony's in Kirkwood is where I do my training on Wednesdays and Fridays, and then right here I do my training on Monday nights and Saturday mornings. Let's see, Carrie, when my regular customers come in, now I tell them you can do a lot of things in this world, but be kind. I love that you're passing. So I have two mantras, right? Know your value, and then the one I'm going to say in just a couple of minutes. I'm fairly new to watching your show. I've loved every segment. Well, Cindy, I love it, but don't keep it to yourself. Tell the world, please share and like and follow our live stream and tell people that are not on Facebook that they can watch on YouTube. And I always tell you to subscribe. What does that mean? Just click like it, and it will tell you when another show's coming up. It will give you a little notification. Thank you. Enjoy your day. Conundrum Wines. Yes, not just Conundrum, but Michelle, give a shout out to On Cloud. We need them. On Cloud needs to be a part of this show. I mean it. Swiss Engineering, On Cloud Shoes. Everybody, it's been such a great time today. I've absolutely loved having you as a partner. I can't thank enough Invita Health and Wellness. That's how it all started. And look how we've grown since our first sponsor back in May. We then brought on Carroll House Furniture, Brooke and Amy Dubman and your entire staff. Thank you for believing in us. Jeff and Toy Miller with Aldon Heating and Cooling. And again, if you're looking for someone that needs an accounting position, they're looking for an accountant. And then we thank our friends Greg and Lori. You're going to hear from Greg very soon on an upcoming show with Florida Direct Palm Trees. And then Kathy Kilo Peterson, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kathy Kilo Peterson, State Farm agent at kkilo.com. And it doesn't end there. I can't say where, but we have a show where you are finally getting a chance to come out and join the team because the entire team, and I do mean all hands on deck, will be there. We will be having some food together. We'll be having drinks together. We'll be shopping together. We will be able to decorate your home for the fall together. I can't tell you where we're going, but it's going to be in your neighborhood very, very soon. It's a holiday extravaganza, shopping and drinking and eating, wild, fun event. There is something coming up on November 4th that I've been telling you to mark your calendar for. That I can tell you. It's an evening with the real Monica Adams. Food from, wait for it, drum roll please, Trattoria Marsala. Food from Trattoria Marsala should make you come alone. Then we're talking about good wines or spirits. Maybe you like a good bourbon. Maybe you don't drink and you just want to have non-alcoholic drink. Drinks, food from Trattoria Marsala, the #1 Italian restaurant in St. Louis, just off the hill right there at Chippewa and Watson. Food, drinks, a motivational speaking engagement by me for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then mingling with all these incredible like-minded people. That's going to be at Clayton Winehouse on November 4th. And I will tell you, the tickets will be going on sale less than 2 weeks away. You're going to get the opportunity to buy the tickets first. So tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers about this incredible show that you love. Now we're taking it to you. So that's going to be one of the opportunities. But I think this other thing I'm talking about is going to happen a little bit before that. I just can't tell you when yet because I'm securing all of the logistics, et cetera, and everything that we need. But when I told you that we're not slowing down and we're going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and we've got some huge things to do and some really fun things to do, I mean it. All right, everyone, have a great Labor Day weekend. Carrie says, be safe. You're welcome, Terry. Let's see. She said on. We'd love you as a sponsor. On Cloud. On Cloud. It is On Cloud from Swiss Engineering. Yes. Thank you, Cindy. Monica is the positive start to my day. I'm her Oprah, she told me. Oh my gosh, hold on. It skipped on me. There's more. I love that you all are so active still. Very cool. Sounds wonderful. Trattoria Marsala food does make me want to come. That alone, I'm telling you, incredible, right? And I'm going to be doing a really beautiful business spotlight on my friends, Jamie and Steve and Christine, who own Trattoria Marsala. Can't wait. Looking forward to this. Better than Oprah and Dr. Phil. Well, that means a lot. Clayton Winehouse, big event November 4th. Yep. You're amazing. Thank you to you. Have a great day. Have a great weekend, everyone. Yes. So tomorrow, okay, perfect. All right, cool. So she must have tagged it. See, whenever I have the comments, I can never see if something's tagged. So Michelle did tag On Cloud, and we're going to work on maybe getting them on board, or maybe a great place that sells them. So tomorrow, Marty Henley, stage 4 lung cancer survivor. In tomorrow's show, I hope you realize that there is hope out there. Hope for all of you, and you'll see it within her story. And then you have a beautiful Labor Day weekend with your family, your friends. Go out, have a big time. Can't wait to find out what you did. No show on Monday. Don't even look on your phone. I'm not going to be there because I'm going to be spending time with my loved ones. And then on Tuesday, we're back. Yuppie Puppy and Miracles in Progress. Everyone, thank you so much. We had a good time today. We worked out a little bit. We fed your triangle, mental, spiritual, physical, boom, boom, boom. We're ready to go. I have no caffeine in me. You wouldn't want to see me on caffeine. This is just who I am because I love life and I love providing to the world. The hope and the possibilities are endless. Just believe in that. I love you all. And don't forget today, actually right now, another new show dropping on all the audio podcast platforms. So if you haven't had enough of Monica, there's a little bit more that you can experience right now. Everybody, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't keep it to yourself. Share. Let everybody know that we're here for you and that this is where you come for your positive platform. Beautiful souls. Have an incredible Labor Day weekend. Love you all so much. Go out and be anything you want to be in the world. And before you be anything, you be kind. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online, EnvitaHealthandWellness.com.